Hi everyone, so in this video I want to show you the basic tools to use in Procreate for creating art in the art room. So the first thing you want to do is you want to find the Procreate app. If for some reason your iPad does not have Procreate, just swap it out for another iPad that does. It looks like a swishy feather with a black background. It also says Procreate right there. You're just going to click on it. Right here is what is your gallery. So this is all the pieces that everybody that used this iPad were creating that day. So what you want to do is create your own. So at the top you'll see a plus mark. Click on the plus mark. Then it asks what size you want your canvas. Usually I just click screen size, but if you want to use a different size you can. There's paper, there's square. So I'm just going to hit screen size. And then it brings you right into your canvas. So when we're creating art on the canvas, there's a lot of tools that you're able to use. We have the wrench, we have the magic wand, we have the squiggle, and we have the pointer on the top left. Plus we have our brushes, our smudger, our eraser, our layers, and our color on the top right. Along the left side, we have our size adjuster and our opacity. Opacity is how see-through the color will be. So to start, what we want to do is we want to pick a brush. So you'll see in your brush page, there is tons of different brushes, and each brush will do a different job. Just like if you were using a marker in real life, it would be different than using a paintbrush in real life. So you can use any of these brushes. Some are realistic and some are even abstract. So once you pick your brush, you then need to get it with a color. So color is the circle all the way to the right. There's lots of ways to pick your colors. There's buttons on the bottom. You can also switch back and forth between different palettes. You can also use the color wheel and the disc, but you want to make sure you're clicked on a color. So with that, you're just going to use your hand and your finger to create that color on your canvas. Now, the more layers you do, the darker the color will get. Now there's a couple ways to fix mistakes. If you tap with 2 fingers, it goes back. If you tap with 3 fingers, it goes forward. Those same buttons are also here over on the left, so undo and redo. The other tools you can use on the top is our smudger. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch colors and show you this one, and I'm going to switch this. So if I use another color, then click on this pointer, what it will do is it will smudge your paint together or your colors together on the screen. If you don't like it, double finger or undo. Okay, so this is just like if you were using your finger using oil pastels, and it will blend the color together. Okay. Also, just like the undo button, we also have an eraser button. So if you want to specifically erase more spaces like that, you can, and then you can go forward and backward like that. So if you make a smaller mistake, I would use the eraser, and then you can change its size over here, and then you can go forward and backward from there. Another thing that's important to know about is our layers. They are here. So you want to think of layers like transparency sheets. So if I have a clear sheet on top of a clear sheet and something drawn on the under sheet and not on the over sheet, we can only work on that bottom layer. So you can use the layers a lot of different ways. For example, you can swipe it to the left and clear the whole entire layer. You also can draw on one layer. So for example, I'm doing a red swoosh on this layer. I'm going to add another layer on top of it, switch my colors, and I'm going to do a blue X. So if this is something that you want to do. Now say I want to erase the red swoosh, I can't do it because I'm not in the right layer. Since I'm only with the blue layer, I can erase it that way. What you have to do is go over to the other layer and then you can swoosh. And you can see how it's not erasing my X. I also could just swipe it and get rid of it all. Along the top left, there are also a bunch of tools that you can use. So if you click the wrench, there is our canvas sizing and sharing. Next to it is the magic wand. Here's a place where you can do all different types of blurring. You can fix curves and the color balance. You can change the lightness and the darkness. One tool I do want to show you is the liquify. So you're going to click magic wand and go to the bottom and click liquify. And you'll see along the bottom there are all these different options to change your screen. So I'm going to just click a few. And what it'll do is it'll distort the screen and do whatever you tell it to do. So there's a pinch. There's also a push. You can do swirls. You can do expand. There's a crystal one where it sprays out like a crystal. You can do edging where it pulls it together. Reconstruct puts it back to the original. And then if you go all the way to the right, you can reset it to the original picture. What you can also do when you're working with your canvas is you just treat it like a regular piece of paper. So if you want to make it smaller, you can pinch it. If you want to make it bigger, you can do that. You can also turn it just like that. Now, once you make a piece of art, if you want to save it, there's a way to save it. So you're going to go over to the wrench, and in here, if you look to the right, the third one over, it says share. You're going to click share, and you can share it as a PDF or a JPEG, it doesn't matter. The fourth option down says save image. If you click that, it will save your image to the iPad. So what you then can do is go over to Art Sonia, click add new art, go to free draw artwork, confirm it's you, and usually we take the photo, but here you're going to import it from the photo library. And you'll see your art is right there. Click on it, and then you can do your upload like normal. One last tool I do want to show you is the wrench. If you go over to the wrench and hit add, you can insert a photo or take a photo. So I'm just going to click insert, and I'm going to insert a photo into it. And then you can add photos to your artwork, and then you can even add your drawings and your tools right on top of whatever you import. So those are the basics of Procreate. When you're done making art, you're going to go back to gallery. If you don't want to save the artwork that you're working on, what you're going to do is hit select in the top right, click on the artwork, and then hit delete, and it'll get rid of it for you.